Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the final word. Everton 1, Manchester City 3. A rather predictable game at Goodison Park last night. Seeing Everton just roll over and get their bellies tickled, essentially. No, listen, tough game, tough team to play against, best team in the land. We've just been, the good thing is that we've only have to play them another 2 times this season. That's the good news.
Yeah, but the last day of the season, the league they'll play. Hopefully they'll be going to a Champions League final and want to play their under 18 development side or something.
Yeah, can't wait to play them.
What old young whippersnappers?
Oh yeah, can't wait to play them on the last day of the season when all our players have got flip flops on and snorkels to play.
We'll need a draw to get in the Champions League. We'll win 3-0.
Yeah, of course.
Honest.
Conference League, here we come.
I don't care, mate. I'd bite your hand off for it.
Yeah, listen, it was very predictable, wasn't it? In the ultimate, for an hour, I thought we did well. For an hour, I thought we competed. We were never going to be a free-flowing footballing side. We were always going to do what we, play the low block and try and get on the break. And I thought for an hour we did it quite well, but ultimately, we've had a hell of a lot of games in the last 3 weeks. And ultimately, the legs of the players couldn't take it, and the changes, I think, didn't help either. And obviously, towards the end, Man City just ran away with it.
Yeah, they're the best team by far in the country. By far, though.
Yeah, by
and
far.
The most unique team now as well. That nobody else plays the way they do. You won't find a tougher opponent, and especially when they're winning games of football. 17 wins on the run. Is some record. Won every game in 2021 so far. So we knew it was going to be a difficult game. And to be honest, I said on my match reaction after it, we were beaten by the better side. You've got to hold your hand up sometimes and just go, one of them things. You can be disappointed and frustrated at the Fulham game. We were terrible. The attitude was terrible of the players, I thought, in terms of work rate. We were walking around the pitch while they were running. We didn't match them at all. But I thought the attitude was fine last night. I thought they had a right good go at doing what the game plan was. The only disappointing thing for me, and I've said this before, and I said it to you off camera before, I'm not convinced Everton we should be playing that type of football given the money we've spent. That's the only thing that I feel as though we should be able to at least pose more of a threat.
I understand that, but that
doesn't change anything.
It doesn't equate to the actual plays that we have on the pitch. Spending a lot of money on crap is it doesn't mean anything, does it?
Listen, that, and a lot of them have gone, by the way.
Yeah.
The players. But I thought the players we had on the pitch worked hard. And ultimately, like you said, it was, we've had a game every 3 days. 8 games in the last 3 weeks. So it did take its toll, I think, against a really good side who keep the ball so well and move you around the pitch. But they, they're a really top side, and they struggled for an hour really to be able to get away from us.
We started the game without our number 1 striker and our most productive, playmaker in
our best midfielder
in James Rodriguez.
Alan. So
yeah, so we, and
big players.
They've scored the goal in the first half through a wicked deflection. Michael Owen trying to convince himself that it would have gone in here. I don't think so, but took a wicked deflection, and we got back into the game not long after with a well-worked goal. I know it was a little bit fortuitous the way he come off the post and hit Richarlison, but he was there and he got the knock in. But it was a lovely little move, and we, I think the tactics were spot on. It's what you'd expect. But I go back to, you've just mentioned Fulham. I go back to something I've said a few times this week, and I think I said it in the final word against Fulham. If we play like that against Fulham, we beat Fulham. If we play like that against Newcastle, we beat Newcastle. If we're, and I know the flip side of that is you're saying, well, yeah, but are they going to have as much of the ball? Well, Fulham had as much of the ball on Sunday. They all right, don't play the same, but they had a lot of the ball. But if we come out with that, we've said a few times, why do we play better away? Well, it's because we have a plan. We give respect to the opposition. We are disciplined. We hit teams on the break. We take our chances, and that's what frustrates us all coming out of a game like that. You watch it for the first hour and go, how are we still in this game against Manchester City? And yet we were out of the game against Fulham by now. Or, you know, why we haven't hardly any shots against Newcastle and Fulham, and yet we're in this game. And that to me has got to be where Carlo Ancelotti just decides now what this team is for the rest of the season. What is the thing that is going to pick us up the most points effectively? Forget about this chopping and changing. I know I've heard all the people say, loads of people have said, he has no system, he does this, he does that. I understand that. But do what works, do what gets us points, so that when we come to the summer, we could be in Europe, and then we could pick up players that help us in Europe, and then that evolves the team to make the team better. Simple fact is, I just don't think having a set of average footballers and just letting them go out there, which looking like at times no real game plan, is going to pick us up enough points to get where we want to go. Play like that. None of us have a problem with it. If we were sitting here and we'd won the game, you know, against Fulham, and we'd had 38% possession and we defended really well and we'd nicked a goal or two, none of us would be saying a word. We'd say, that's good management. That's what we want to see. Especially when you have played so many games in a small amount of time.
Yeah, I think it is a case of just accepting what you are.
Yeah.
I think at the moment, we're not in the stadium, so they don't have to entertain us, so to speak, do they? I think the big thing is just making your peace with what you are. It's not something I want to see Everton continuing to do. I want us to get better players and play better football. But at the moment, I'd rather us actually achieve something and do, you know, put a marker down. I want to stop losing to teams we shouldn't be losing against at home. You know, if you play like that and it ends 0-0, well, that's better than getting beat, because you've got an extra point and off you go again. The chances are, if Everton play like that against the majority of teams at Goodison in the season, they'll actually win most games because they've got enough quality going the other way. But it's about defensively being tight and not giving anything up to those teams. And then if you do that, you will get the opportunity. And I thought we stuck to it well. You know, Cancelo had the chance here, shot early on, and Pickford made a good save from it. And they were prompting it like they do, prompting and probing, and we were getting blocks in, some great defending. We lost Yerry Mina, which was a big blow after 15, 16 minutes, because against City, you got a game plan. And quite clearly, he'd been rested against Fulham, so he was fresh for that. Yeah. And he ends up limping off after 18 minutes. It's a bit of it's a bit frustrating. We had to reshuffle a little bit, but I thought Seamus Coleman did well when he came on.
He's done very well.
So that's fair play to Coleman. Had a really good, he had a good hour, didn't he? Yeah. Like most of them. But you're right, we stuck to the task, really. We had that absolutely brilliant move, and if the Corey had swung at it instead, definitely. I know what he was trying to do, roll it back for the Richarlison, but if he just volleys it, if Ederson makes the save, he makes the save, but he could have put us one up. And I think they're the key moments, I think, that you have to take a gamble on. Yeah. All right, it mightn't have mattered anyway. We might have lasted in the roof of the net. We might have got beat 3-1 anyway, but it's take your opportunities when they come like that. Don't pass the responsibility. You take it on, take a volley, keep a parries you might have a tap in. So we did carry that little bit of a threat. We had another good little move and a Iwobi over at the cross first time, and there's 5 men in the box. We had another one before they scored where we gave it away on the edge of their box, and we had 5 men. It was a loose ball. I think it was Luca Dean gave it away when we'd done really well to work it. So we did carry a little bit of a threat, but we were also defensively solid, and then they get ahead, like you say, with a wicked deflection. It did make me laugh because at half-time, they were talking about, they said, you know, Everton were very fortuitous just to get level, but City's goal wasn't spoken about like it was lucky. And then when you see from behind the goal, Pickford has got it. It's in the line and his hands down, so he'd have probably saved it anyway. I'm not saying Everton's goal didn't have an element of luck, because it certainly did, but so did theirs. And, you know, the goal, you go behind and you go, here we go. Because they went the breakthrough now. It's a bit frustrating because we might have done better, but we hit back brilliantly. No,
exactly.
Lovely goal.
Our move.
Coleman done brilliantly. Iwobi plays a risky pass, which is brilliant, which takes 3 of their men out the game. Lovely little ball. Luca Dean should probably score. Richie misses it on the way in and then gets it on the way back, and it's 1-1. And they're looking around. You know, first goal he conceded from open play in weeks. I think it was like something like 8 games or 7 games. You know, I know Liverpool got a penalty against them, but other than that, they hadn't conceded. So you're thinking, we're back in this. You know, got to half-time, excellent. Come out second half, worried about the opening 2 or 3 minutes because Everton normally concede. But we got through that, and they were just starting to get a little bit frustrated. We're seeing Gabriel Jesus lash one over the bar and Pep's up and he's throwing his arms and he's moaning. And there's a little bit of petulance from a couple of their players then, and you think, all right, we're actually doing okay here. If we can get through the next 10 minutes, because I do that. I have like 10-minute blocks in my mind. It's like, can we get through this next phase now? The disappointing aspect for the second half was we had one moment at 1-1, I think it was 1-1, where we played it was a lovely move. Richarlison took it on the chest and volleyed it wide to Iwobi. And he cut in and played a great ball to Sigurdsson. And if he'd give it to Luca Dean first time, and he really could have. If he'd have took a touch, Dean, or even had a shot.
Well, if he took a touch, Richarlison was offside, wasn't he? Even from the cross, if he took a touch, it would have allowed Richarlison to come back.
And even just get your foot through it and make Ederson have to do something.
You've got to be perfect, haven't you, when you play Man City? You need luck, and you need to be perfect. I mean, you only have to look at the goal he scored, the second goal.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's a great. The lad, a couple of people. I said it was a great goal, and a couple of people go, no, it's not a great goal. It's terrible. That Mahrez has run off 3 players. It's like, well, no.
It's a great goal.
Bernardo run off 3 players last week when he scored the win, and no one's criticising. No one's criticising Spurs, are they? It's a great run for Mahrez. He's gone round. No one's watching him because he can't track his run. Tom trying to shield the first player.
Bernardo shoulder,
and
I think.
Mahrez runs off him, and he hits it first time, and it's an incredible strike.
That's a brilliant goal.
And keeper's got no chance.
You can say against any goal, could have done better,
Yeah.
they could have done better, you could have done better. You can say that for every goal, but sometimes you have to go, yeah, maybe someone could have tracked them a little bit better, but that's how goals are scored.
Yeah.
And they could have done better with our equaliser, couldn't they? They allowed the Corey's run and followed it and left.
But the point being,
but it was a brilliant.
The point being is that you have to, when you're playing a team like Man City, when you're defending, you've got to be perfect all the time, all the time.
Yeah. You've got to be on it.
Because they create that many opportunities, that many 2-on-1s or whatever, that you have to be on it all the time. It's only that's what happens when you play top sides.
Yeah.
If you're not a top side and you're not at that level, again, I'm not bemoaning the amount of games, because if we want to go anywhere, you have to play that many games anyway. But if you're you need a squad, and if you haven't got the players to rotate in and out of your squad, this is what we've been talking about a lot. You lose that quality, you lose the fitness isn't there as well. So you're gonna have those moments, and I think once that went in, that really was the moment that the subs I just didn't get, because I felt like the subs were they weren't waving the white flag because they put on offensive subs. But at 2-1 at home, I just thought, if you can keep yourself in this game, you'll get one chance. Everyone always gets one chance. It's the Sam Allardyce philosophy of football, whether you like it or not. It's what got us a point at Anfield when we went that time, when we got absolutely destroyed. The philosophy is, if you stay in the game as long as you can, you will get that one chance, and you've got to take that chance. And I thought by bringing James Rodriguez on and King on, I just thought, you've opened the pitch, and taking Tom Davies off, which I thought was mad, by the way, but you've opened the pitch up, and you're letting a man sit. To me, that was like, no, get King on, get Sigurdsson off, leave Tom where he is, go 4-4-2, and let's keep doing what we're doing, and let's see if we can get the ball over the top, turn them. Because sometimes, like a team like City, listen, they're amazing. But sometimes when you've been comfortable all night, and the opposition make that little change, especially when you've got like Josh King's a runner, Richarlison's a runner. I just thought maybe I didn't see the point of bringing James Rodriguez on that early and keeping Sigurdsson on the pitch.
Yeah, it was more keeping Sigurdsson on for me. It wasn't the fact he brought James on. He brought James on because he can open the game up, and we needed. If you think about it, second half, we hadn't. That one move I'd said where Sigurdsson should have done, but and he had the other one at 2-1 where he couldn't turn, and he had a shot that the keeper caught, looped up. But other than that, we hadn't opened them up anyway. So I understand them thinking, get James on because his quality, he's opened up the best teams this season. Not ultimately the best team as in Man City. So I understood why he put him on, but I didn't understand why he took Davies off and put Sigurdsson back into that position, because Gylfi Sigurdsson can't play in that role. No. He can't play in it. He's tried it many times. I know you mentioned Sheffield United before, off camera, we were talking about when he did it, but it's Sheffield United. It's a
I
different...
know, don't make out like I'm saying he could do it, by the way. I was
No,
saying,
no, you said he did it at Sheffield United, but in general, when he's played there, he's not done it, has he? Because he likes to be the split striker.
The third goal's the illustration of what the difference is. The third goal, right? Tom Davies there, whether you like Tom Davies or not, doesn't really matter. Tom Davies, and you've seen this for the second goal. Tom Davies would have been goal side when Silva gets that ball, whereas Gylfi's running behind him, and that's the difference. It was like watching Morgan Snidling when he used to do it. Tom will sit because he knows what his limitations are, and it's to help the team. Yeah. And I thought that's what I mean. A 2-1, you've still got that chance.
Yeah, but I would have put he could have played it two ways at 2-1. You've got to put a striker on with everyone on striker and beat two. You've got to put a forward on, otherwise you're just gonna. Sam Allardyce wouldn't, you see, they just rolled it out. Nope, we got a corner. But that you have got to put a forward on, you're at home. So I understood the attacking intent, and I thought, oh, good, we actually got two players that can affect it a little bit. But the Davies sub made it mad, because he could have either gone 4-4-2, like you said, and just gone, listen, we can't beat these at football because the best at it. So we're going to have to try to knock it long and turn them and see if we can get them facing their own goal. Or he could have gone 4-3-3 and played Josh King where Iwobi was on the right, and put Mahrez where Gylfi Sigurdsson had been playing, and just left Davies and Decore and gone, just give us that protection. Because Pep Guardiola name-checked the pair of them in his press conference and said there was no room. Them two kept it solid. So and once Tom Davies went off, it opened up and we were able to play through. If you would have kept those two and gone, put Mahrez over on the right, he's not going to run up and down for you, we know that. But if he gets and comes in field and you've got King and Richarlison to hit, then there's an option, isn't there? Or if you're playing him King wide, he could sit in the middle of the pitch and then you've got runners right. Look at him where he was, you can move things around. And I just thought, he didn't quite work.
I just thought properly. He showed his hand too early. I just
maybe.
I just think you can do that. I think you can do that at times. I think you can just show your hand too early, and then what you're doing is, because listen, you see it all the time, just like subs, last 10 minutes when you've got nothing to lose, you'll throw a few on because you've got nothing to lose, and we've seen that before. Listen, we've seen it. We've seen us concede goals in the last minute to like Newcastle and Man United when there's nothing. We're chasing the goal. And it can work both ways. When we scored at Old Trafford last week for 3-3, we got everyone up. If the ball drops and they smash it away and get 4-2, no one's going to go, oh, you shouldn't have done that. It's how it falls, isn't it? Yeah. But I just thought with only being with there still being 25 minutes or so left, I just thought he played his hand. And you're right, he could have, I suppose, brought James Rodriguez on as well. And just let Tom on to just be that.
It's more taking a player who is more defensive minded, which Davies is now. He is starting to be that person that sits and breaks it up and just gets a tackle in and knocks it. And don't forget the core had been booked. Yeah. Davies hadn't, so we still needed someone who could put a tackle in just in case you needed to throw a tackle in. So listen, he'll have his own reasons. He might have thought Gylfi Sigurdsson will control the ball a bit more and move it. But I just think against their pace and the power and the movements of them.
And also brilliant. The players they have the ability to bring on as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you see that with De Bruyne coming on,
But, obviously they got the third goal, and again, as we saw, it's just, Sigurdsson's the wrong side. And again, people can go, well, that's because we're chasing the game. But that's the point, isn't it? We're chasing the game, there's still plenty of time left. And then they do that, it's a little give and go, and Michael Keane, I just think, you've got to do better than just go.
Just jog, yeah.
And then for me, again, I just think the goalkeeper should be doing better. Because for me, it's like Adam.
No, he should save it. But there's issues in front.
Of course, listen.
People are giving him we allowed him a free shot.
It's a free shot.
Goal. And all right, he's got to answer it. Yeah, he should. I'm sure he'd be disappointed when he sees it again. He got a hand on it. You're seeing him look and going, I nearly saved it, but he should probably do better. But don't give people like Bernardo Silva free shots at goal on the edge of the box, because you're just asking for trouble. And maybe that's the difference with Keane and Mina. Maybe Mina would have been out a little bit quicker, or
just stand up,
threw himself at it,
stand up. Don't go like that. Stand up, make yourself big. Make it so he's got to go physically round you, not just faint.
But listen, it is what it is.
No, I know.
It's gone in,
but it's
frustrating.
They're little mistakes that you just think, come on, you can't. You've got to be better than that. You've got to be better. Gylfi or someone's got to be goal side there. Michael Keane should be doing better, and the keeper should be doing better. He should be saving it, you know.
I just think it just highlights what we need more than anything.
Listen,
I mean,
we're miles away.
We're miles away
from them.
But they're miles away from everyone.
No, I know.
17 teams have played them and been beaten by them.
Fantastic.
They went and destroyed the champions in their own patch.
They'll be the champions quite easily. You know, I think, you know,
it's done now, mate, to be fair.
10 points clear, and
no one's catching them. Nobody. But I'm fair play. They've been built over a long time with the same manager. They all know what the job is. Phil Foden come through, he's a fantastic footballer. They're all comfortable in possession. They're all athletic. They're a really top side. You do have to just go, well, you know, that's what you're up against.
And also, I think what you'd say about Man City, and this would be the biggest thing, was they found actually a way to score goals without having centre forwards.
Because they're all good.
No, but that was something that used to hold them back, wasn't it? That was the thing that held them back last year. It was the Aguero.
Well, because Jesus' movement's brilliant. I know it was the first game he'd never scored against Everton last night. Goodison, his movement's brilliant.
No, and they were brilliant.
And you've got to look at that. And obviously at the back, Diaz is brilliant.
And also they're actually...
And Laporte.
They're actually one of the worst teams. Well, they are the worst team you want to play when you've just had a run of games, and you've had a week before you've had a 2-hour game, and then you've got a game on Derby 3 days ahead. So terrible timing, you know. I mean, really, we should have just been given the 3 points after what they did at Christmas. But that's a different story. We don't need to talk about that.
They're a top
no,
side.
They're a fantastic team. Let's just look at the stats for the game. 16 shots, 7 shots on target. We had 3 shots, 2 on target, 1 big chance. Possession is obviously 71%. It's just a joke, isn't it? 775. That's got to be the most of Goodison this season by a stretch, hasn't it? It's got to be. They're just a really, really good side, and or you can. Our players just looked knackered, and I mean, I'm not using that as an excuse, but they did. I mean,
I think when it went 2-1. It was a mountain.
Yeah, it's a mountain then, isn't it?
Because at 1-1, you're energised still because you're in the game. You're thinking we can get something, and everyone's sticking to the plan, of course. But good sides where you're out, and that's what they did. But you know what? I just look at it and go, the FA Cup. Hopefully, the players will be fit and will be ready for it, and it's a different game then. And their priorities are different.
About it.
And that'll be a game that I'll go into thinking we can do well against.
I'm not even thinking about it. At the end of the day, it's in a month's time, and we'll see what happens where we are.
And don't forget, they're in an unbelievable run of form at the moment. When you're winning games, it's easy.
Yeah,
you know, everything comes naturally to you.
So. I'm just looking forward to now getting through Saturday, hopefully in a positive manner, and then having 9 days off, because I just think the players really need that time off now, and to the manager to assess everything, because it's not easy. It's not easy for him as well. You know, we all talking about a 61-year-old man who's had issues off the pitch recently as well. You know, it can't always be easy for him to focus. You know, we go from this now to having a game nearly once a week. You know, I know there's going to be the Villa game and Sheffield United game, and I think it might be Burnley at home, has to be because of the cup. But mostly it's once a week, and I think hopefully that'll focus on who's going to be playing week in and week out, and then that'll help us hopefully with the running. Because we have whittled the squad down massively, and he has been relying on the same players, and you know.
Yeah, but you're playing every 3 days, roughly. You play, next day's recovery, then you've got 1 day to plan, and then it's game day. Basically, you know, you're not having any real training. You can only, you know, you're nursing players from one game to the next. I mean, us as fans, we always expect...
it's difficult.
We expect, once that team's named, the perfect
and none of them will
performance.
None of them will be 100%.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But as a fan, you see the team, well, right, we'll batter these, we'll do this, we'll do that.
He said last night he left Alan off the bench so we could have another day's training. That's what he said, ahead of the Merseyside derby. And, you know, Mina goes off injured, and it's because it's on a Wednesday night and the game's on Saturday, it's like, well, he's out. You know, he ain't coming back. You know, it's the same with Dom. It's like, he's out now. Whereas, we said it when Dean got injured. It's like, sometimes when you get players injured, And Alan, if they got injured in like, you know, September and they were out for 2 months, they might miss 8 games. We've had like double the amount of games in that time. So Alan's missed double the amount of games because of all the games that have been stacked together. And it hurts you after a while. It hurts you. And, you know, Decore has to play every game. So he's on his ass by the time.
He's just got to get through Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll give them a couple of days off then, and then it'll be back working for Southampton at home then, and hopefully by the time we take the field against Southampton, they'll be rested and ready to go, and you know, we'll have almost a fully fit squad, because that's what we'll need. Once it settles down, it becomes easier for everybody. But you're right, if you want to be successful, you've got to get used to this, but it has been more truncated this season than it would be in a normal season, even with like the European football. It's been games consistently, hasn't it? So, yeah, there you go. Roll on to Saturday, I suppose, and see what happens. There you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to watch this video live, every final word live, the full version where we get your comments in as well live, make sure to join us on Patreon. There'll be a link in the description and there'll be a link on the screen as well. Thanks for watching. See you later.